This conference will now be recorded.
So today we are going to talk about RSI, Relative Strength Index, and this is one of the important indicator what we can use. Generally, I don't use indicators on my charts, and I don't use indicators for intraday trading as well as for positional trading as well. But sometimes I use RSI and moving averages. So that's why what are the thoughts behind RSI and what is the point regarding this RSI? I will be discussing these things today. So before starting all those things, uh, this was developed by Wilder sir, and he has developed this. And basically, this RSI is a kind of indicator which is an oscillator. Now, what is the meaning of this oscillator? And it is called as a momentum indicator. So first of all, we will be discussing about momentum and then oscillators as well in details. So first of all, understand the point of oscillators. Oscillator means that something which oscillates in between a range. So suppose if something is moving in a range, every time it is moving in a range and every time it is like moving up, moving down. So this is a kind of oscillation which is happening. So the oscillator means that this indicator is a kind of oscillator which oscillate. Now, what are the ranges of oscillation? We will discuss that. Generally, the range of oscillation by default is between 70 to 30, but you can also change that setting. But default setup is of 70 and 30. So in many software, you will be seeing 70-30 combination. I will be talking about this 70-30 combination in detail. At the major points, like
Hello.
Hello.
In between, voice got cut, sir.
am I audible to all of you? Please wait for 5-10 minutes. There is some issue, so I will be continuing the session. Please wait for 5-10 minutes. So now the thing is that I was talking about oscillators. So oscillator is a kind of thing which oscillate in between. So this RSI indicator is working as an oscillator, and the range of this RSI oscillation is between 70 to 30. Second point what we have to look for is the RSI period. RSI period is of 14 days. By default, it is of 14 days. So the 14 days period means what? Generally, from full moon to like a full moon happens in a 14 days. If you know about this, तो जब भी full moon होता है, जैसे कोई पूर्णिमा होती है, तो पूर्णिमा में full moon होता है, तो उसका जो period होता है वो 14 दिन का होता है generally. So by that logic, the Wilder approached this, and he has developed this like a trading indicator. तो उन्होंने इस अप्रोच को लेके ही ये 14 डेज का जो पीरियड है उसको कवर करने की उन्होंने कोशिश की कि 14 डेज का जो पीरियड होगा वो किस तरीके से कवर होगा. Now what is the logic behind this 14 is, please understand the logic first, then we will be moving forward for the further topics, that momentum and oscillation and all. So the logic behind this 14 period is that we generally behave differently on a full moon day, and what is the reason is, if you know that jab full moon hota hai, so there is a kind of attraction which happens in waters. तो जो टाइड्स होते हैं, जो समुद्रों में लहरें होती हैं, तो वो लहरें जो हैं वो बहुत ऊपर उठती हैं. इट मींस टाइड्स gives you a like gives you a higher tides appears on the full moon day. Okay, so in the case of full moon day, what happens, that tides are getting higher. Second point is our body is made up of 70% of water. So when our body is made up, kindly mute yourself. I request all of you, please keep yourself on a mute mode. So whenever there is a kind of full moon happens, so in the full moon what happens that your body also behaves differently. So whenever your body will behave differently, your nature and your understanding and your impact, your implication of this applying these things will also behave differently. तो इसी लॉजिक को लेके, इसी लॉजिक को जनरली आई विल ट्राई टू कवर द सेशन इन इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी बोथ. Whenever you face a doubt, like if you face a doubt anything, like if there will be any logical stuffs, I will be talking about this point. I will be talking about moreover in Hindi as well, whenever there will be logical stuffs. So please cooperate with me, because if I will be continuing in English, someone will tell me that please continue in Hindi, and when I will be continuing in Hindi, someone will tell that please continue in English. So please try to cooperate. So whenever there will be logic, जब भी कोई लॉजिक होगा वैसा जहां समझने की जरूरत रहेगी मेजरली, तो हम उस लॉजिक को कवर करेंगे हिंदी में भी. तो सबसे पहले मैंने जो डिस्कस किया वो ये डिस्कस किया कि ये एक ऑक्सीलेटर है और ये मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर, ये दर्शाता है कि आपका मोमेंटम कितना है किसी भी स्टॉक में. तो मोमेंटम को जब जज करना हो, अब मोमेंटम क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है इसको समझने की जरूरत है. मोमेंटम के बिना ट्रेडिंग करना, विदाउट मोमेंटम इफ यू विल बी डूइंग ट्रेडिंग, इट विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू मेक मनी, because whenever there is a sideway market, if there will be any sideway market, what will happen that in a sideway market you will not be making money rather in buying the stock, or rather you will be selling the stock, because stock is moving in a sideway trend. So it will not be possible for you to make money in that case. So what we have to do is that we need momentum, rather on a sell side, rather on a buy side, we need momentum. Suppose for an example, in last 2-3 days, before 2-3 days I would say, you must have seen that Nifty was moving, it was neither moving on an upside, neither it was moving on a downside. So Nifty was like moving in a range. So when Nifty was moving in a range, some of the stocks or major portion of the stocks were also like not behaving in a kind of momentum, or in a kind of speed it was not moving on. So when there is a momentum, it is difficult to trade. So second point is that if you will not get momentum in the market, if you are not getting momentum in the market, rather it is like a buy side or sell side, where you will do trade. So most of the traders generally lose in the case of when there is a lack of momentum. So that's why for traders, momentum is one of the important thing. Now what is the meaning of this momentum? Please try to understand that first, that what is the meaning of this momentum. The meaning of this momentum is, suppose let's take an example, and let's understand that you are in a ground and you are throwing a ball, up above the sky. Okay, so when you will be throwing a ball in the sky, it will move up with a great speed. In initial travel, it will move up with great speed. But after moving a quite distance, after moving a, like whatever the force you have thrown the ball in the air, but even after making with a full force, what will happen that after reaching a particular level, what will happen that the ball will top out and then the ball will start coming down. तो जब भी हम मोमेंटम की बात कर रहे हैं तो मोमेंटम को मैं एक एग्जांपल से आपको समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं। तो मोमेंटम क्या है कि अगर आप किसी ग्राउंड में रहते हैं और किसी ग्राउंड में आप किसी क्रिकेट बॉल को ऊपर फेंकते हैं, हवा में उछालते हैं, तो जब आप क्रिकेट बॉल को हवा में उछालेंगे तो जितने फोर्स से आप उस हवा में उछालेंगे बॉल को, उस फोर्स से ही वो उतने तेजी से वो ऊपर की तरफ जाएगा। जब वो बहुत तेजी से ऊपर की तरफ जाएगा तो एक टाइम ऐसा आएगा कि उस टाइम पे वो बॉल पीक आउट हो जाएगा। मतलब चाहे आपने कितने भी फोर्स से फेंका हो, ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स जो है, देर इज अ ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स इन which is applying against the trend of the momentum, so it will attract after a particular time, so it will attract the ball to the downside. So after a particular time, एक समय आने के बाद में कोई ना कोई एक ऐसा पॉइंट होगा जहां पे उस बॉल की जो गति है, मतलब there will be one point whenever you are throwing a ball in the air, there will be one point, at that point where the momentum or speed, what you can say, will be zero, and then it will be coming into the negative zone. It means the ball will again start coming into the downside direction. So the case of this momentum, what happens, this is what happens with the stock market as well. Okay, so the thing what happens with the stock market is that whenever there is a kind of like any stock which is moving on a upside. So suppose if a stock is moving on a upside, till what time it is going to move on a upside, that will depend upon the momentum. There will be one place, there will be like one point where the stock will start consolidating on the upper level as well. So as you know, there are three levels for doing trading. Generally we understand that these are the three parameters, basic three parameters. So first phase is of accumulation, second phase is of distribution, and third phase is of sell off, what we can say. So after the accumulation, there is a like long rally creeps in after accumulation period. तो सबसे पहले आपको accumulation period होता है। accumulation period का मतलब यह है कि जहां पे आप स्टॉक्स को एक्यूमुलेट करते हैं, जहां पे बड़े प्लेयर्स स्टॉक्स को एक्यूमुलेट करते हैं, जो भी बड़े प्लेयर्स होते हैं वो स्टॉक्स को एक्यूमुलेट करते हैं। तो एक्यूमुलेट का मतलब है कि वो बाय कर रहे हैं, मतलब देयर विल बी like volume will be lesser in that cases, and the stock will be moving in a sideways trend. Stock will not be moving in an upward trend, stock will not be moving in a downward trend, and stock will be moving in a sideways trend. So in that cases, this RSI indicators will be very much useful for you. In that case, this RSI indicator will be very much useful for you when the stock is moving in a when the stock is moving in a sideways trend, then this will be this RSI indicator will be very much useful to you. So second point what I was talking about was of accumulation. After that accumulation, there is a markup phase which happens in the market. So the meaning of this markup phase is that all those participants, those who have not taken part in the period of accumulation, they will come up and they will start buying the stocks. So they will buy the stocks with a great force, they will buy the stocks with a great enthusiasm, because the stock has given the breakout and now stock is moving on the upside, and the stock is like moving very fastly on a upside, because accumulation has happened. And after that accumulation, what is happening is that markup is going on. So markup phase is one of the longest phase which happens in the market. After the markup phase, what happens? This is what I am talking about. So there are four different stages of the RSI. I will be showing that on the charts as well. So please wait for 5-7 minutes, 10 minutes and all, and then I will be showing all these things on the charts, and it will be easy for you to understand. So first of all, let me cover the theoretical part. After the theoretical part, I will be covering the practical part as well. So I was talking about markup phase. So markup phase is one of the longest phase which happens in the market. So whenever there will be a markup phase, lots of the participants will start participating in that market. Lots of the participant will be coming in the market, and they will be buying the stocks because the stock has given the breakout. After the markup phase, what will happen, that stock will again try to consolidate, but now this consolidation is on a higher area. This is not happening in a lower area. This consolidation is happening at a higher area. I will show you one image. Please wait for 5-7 minutes more, then I will show that image as well. So I will I am not trying to make this presentation or make this webinar boring, but there is some issue, some technical issue happens. So that's why I am just covering the theoretical parts. It will be easy for you to understand the practical part later on. So what happens, that when there will be a distribution which is going on, now how you will be spotting the distribution, that is it the distribution or it is the reaccumulation? It can happen several times. You will see that after the accumulation there is a markup phase, and after that markup phase then there is a reaccumulation which is going on, and then again the stock start moving on a upside. So these things happen very quickly, and this happens several times. So the major portion of the distribution stage, what you can spot, where you can spot this distribution stage, that can easily will done by the use of this RSI. Then after that distribution stage, distributions means what, that retail trader will think, traders like you and me will think that this stock is going to move on a upside more, and we will be buying it after the stock has already rallied 20-30%, 40% from the lows, and then we are coming in the market, and then we are going to buy that stock. And now the stock is neither moving on upside, and now neither the stock is moving on a downside. So what will happen, that will be the stage of the distribution. Generally the volume in the distributions are higher. What I have observed, that volume whenever we are seeing any distribution, the volume is higher in the case of distribution stage. And you can use moving average indicators also, that where is the moving average indicator and what is happening with the moving average indicator, what is the RSI, and how it is moving on upside or it is going on a downside. You can always spot that. So after that distribution stage there will be a sell-off. Sell-off means there will be a huge sell-off which is going to happen, there will be a big sell-off which is going to happen. And as there was a markup stage, which was longest, there will be a sell-off stage which will also will be a longest. And then this sell-off, after this sell-off, what will happen, again this accumulation will happen, and after this accumulation again there will be a markup phase, and after this markup phase there will be a distribution stage, and then this sell-off will again going to start. So these are the 4 phases what I had talked about. So whenever we are looking for the momentum, whenever we are seeing for the in a markup stage, if we are looking for the momentum, that with what speed, Sumit, if you are not asking anything, please mute yourself. So suppose if with it I was talking about momentum. So suppose if with what speed it is going to move on the upside. Okay, so with what speed it is going to move on a upside, we will be checking that momentum speed with the basis of this RSI parameter what I will be talking about. So whatever I have talked about, I have not shown any chart till yet. I have just given you the brief about this different phases of the market. Do you have any doubt regarding it till the time what I had spent, 15 minutes or so what I had spent? Do you have any doubt regarding this? You can ask now. Now you can unmute yourself and you can ask now. Now see, if you are hearing all these things for the very first time, it might be the case that you will be facing difficulty. Why you will be facing difficulty? That because these are not the basic steps. Basics are like candlestick chart and all, chart patterns and all. Basics are like that. But I am not talking about basics at present. So it might be the case that you will be facing few difficulties. So please don't think that I will be like thinking that kaise hain inko ye bhi nahi pata. Please don't understand, please don't think like that. If you have any doubt, like I have talked about 15 minutes or so only on the like theoretical parts. So if you have any doubt regarding this, please do ask.
Sir, this 14 days, can you explain again? Because voice got cut in between.
Which you are, what you are asking, Raghu sir?
Sir, this 14 days you are explaining. Now, this full moon day, that time voice was cut, sir.
14 days. Okay. 14 days you are asking. Okay. Why, I had talked to you that Wilder has put in the period of this 14 days. Why he has put in this 14-day period? This is what I was discussing, that why he has taken this 14-day period. So generally, if you know this full moon happens, it takes a time of 14 days. So whenever there is a Purnima which is coming or which is going to happen, if you are like associated with a bit of astrology, you will be like easy to understand this. So what I am telling you that please wait. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
I was talking about 14-day period. So why he has placed the 14-day period? Because the full moon happens in 14 days, and generally in the at the full moon days, whenever there is a full moon, generally people behave differently. Okay. Why people behave differently? Because we have like 70% of water in our body, and if you will correlate this thing with the tides, if you understand, whenever there is a tide which is going on, like whenever there is a tide which is happening on, what happens that in the case of tides on the full moon day, these tides are like moving upside more rather than in the general days. Okay. So in the general days, what happens, the tide height is less, and in on the full moon day, uh, the tide height is more. Like we always say that moon is attracting the tides, like this is the logic behind that. According to the science, there are gravitational forces which are attracting, so that's why this water, generally tides are higher on the full moon days. So we have 70% of water in our body. So whenever there is a full moon day, so if the tides are getting attracted towards the moon, definitely there must be some attraction, or there must be some impact which is happening in our body as well, because we have like 70% of the water. So by this logic only, like Wilder just kept this to the 14-day default. Now you can change this default to like 15 days, 10 days, whatever you like. You can change this default. I am just sharing one chart. It will be easy for you to understand. Okay. So
Sir, what is the correlation between? Hello.
yeah. What is the correlation between afterwards?
Between full moon days and RSI?
No. Generally, the RSI period is 14 taken. Okay. So default is of 14 days. So that's why I am sharing you the logic that why he has kept the 14 days. I had already shared you the
Yes, sir,
logic
but
that what is.
yes, sir, but I don't understand. why he kept 14 days that days behavior of the human body with the price correlation.
The thing why he kept is because human body also have a 70% of water. So that's why he kept like a 14 days default period. This can be one of the reason, but I have not talked with the Wilder, but generally 14 days is the period. Like this can be one of the reason. That's why he has put in there. So that is the default period what he has put in. So let's see how you can change. This is the RSI indicator, and I am showing it in FIRE's website, and you can use any software or anything else. The same thing will be appear like this. So in the setting format, when you will go to the setting format, like inputs, when you will be going to this input, there you can change the length of this. Like you can change this 10 to 15, or you can make this 20, you can make this 10, whatever you like. Okay. But generally today, whatever I will be discussing, that will be on the basis of the default setting. I will be discussing all these things. Okay. So you can change this period of RSI length, that what kind of length you are using on. Second, the 70 and 30 default, he has taken 70 and 30 default. What is the meaning of the 70 and 30 default? I will be elaborating more now. So this 70 and 30, you can also change this setting as well. So you can make it 80, you can make it 20, you can make it 90, 10 as well. So like I will be using 70, 30 default parameters. I will not be using 80, 20 or 90, 10. Okay. So now let's suppose what is the meaning of this 70 and 30. Please understand this. Let me share one software. It will be more easier for you. So suppose this is one of the chart of Nifty 500. Now focus on this area. Okay, this is the RSI indicator what I am showing you. Are you able to see this one? So this is the RSI indicator what I am showing you. Now if you will see in this software, there is a line which is marked by red color, and this red line is of 70. Now these 70 above, whenever the RSI goes above 70, we consider it as a overbought. Now let me tell you one more thing. Overbought doesn't mean that it is a sell condition. Okay. And whenever the RSI goes below this green line, this is 30. So whenever the RSI is going below this 30, it means it is oversold. So please don't interpret like this, that if the RSI has gone below 30, we have to look for buy entry. If RSI has gone we will be buying below 30 and we will be selling above 70. It's not like that. Interpretation of the RSI is just on the basis of the 70 and 30 parameters. So above 70, it is a like red zone. It is a red marked zone, that it has been overbought. Now RSI can remain overbought for a very longer time period. It can remain at 70, it can remain at 80 for a very longer period if a stock or index is moving in a constant upward direction. Okay. So this RSI parameter, you don't have to judge like this, that if the market is above 70, like we have to sell. It's not like that. The condition is not like that. Okay. And whenever the stock is below 30, we have to look for buy entry. It is not. What you have to interpret, that now if the RSI is above 70, what you have to interpret, that if the RSI is above 70, it means I have to be more cautious in the long positions. And if RSI is below 30, we have to be more cautious in our short positions. This is what the interpretation tells you, not more than that. So this 70 and 30 parameters, as I have told you, you can change this 70 and 30 parameters as well. But generally, I will be talking about this 70 and 30 parameters today, and we will be discussing on the basis of this only. So this is one of the thing what you have to keep in your mind, that RSI is not telling you to sell when it is going above 70, and RSI is not telling you to buy when it is going above, when it is going below 30. तो जब भी RSI 70 के ऊपर जाए तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपको सेल कर देना है स्टॉक को, और जब भी RSI 30 के नीचे जाए तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपको बाय कर लेना है स्टॉक को। ये पैरामीटर नहीं है सेल और बाय करने का। आपको बस इतना समझना है कि जब भी RSI 70 के ऊपर है तो आपको लॉन्ग पोजीशन लेने में थोड़ा कॉशियस रहना है, थोड़ा संभल के लेना है लॉन्ग पोजीशंस, और RSI जब 30 के नीचे है तो आपको शॉर्ट पोजीशंस लेने में थोड़ा सा संभल के रहना है, थोड़ा से शॉर्ट पोजीशन आपको संभल के लेना है। इसका इंटरप्रिटेशन बस इतना है। सेल और बाय की स्ट्रैटेजी या बाय करने का जो तरीका है वो हम बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे कि हम किस तरीके से सेल और बाय करेंगे, ठीक है। So hope my point is clear now. 70-30 is clear to you. I will be using the default parameter 70-30 and I will not be using anything else. And I will be using the default parameter of RSI period of 14. I am not using anything else. I am not changing that default parameters, and all the things will be covered on the basis of the default parameters only. Okay. So hope now two, three things are clear to you. First point is oscillator, that it will oscillate in between, like oscillation can be like in between 70 to 30. It can move above like 70 as well. It can move till 80, 90, but the range of this RSI is 0 to 100. So it will oscillate in between the 0 to 100. I had already discussed this image, so hope you now get the point of this momentum, what is the meaning of this momentum and all. Okay. Now let us understand the basics of the RSI, and before sharing this slide, I would like to credit Prashant Shah, who is the author of the book Profitable Trading with Renko Charts. So he has shared this in social media generally. I have taken this input from his inputs only. So please try to understand that what is the value and how will the value of this RSI will change. So here, if you will see, I have taken the parameters of the closing prices of a stock. Now, let me remind you how this RSI is getting plotted. So whenever we see a candlestick chart, there are four parameters. The four parameters are open, high, low, close. Okay. So there are four parameters. And whenever there is a open, high, low, close, it means that there will be some price. There will be opening price, there will be high price, there will be low price, then is closing price. So whenever RSI is plotted on the basis of the closing prices only. There is no matter of seeing open, high and low. So RSI is plotted on the basis of the closing prices only. So whenever a RSI indicator is getting plotted, it is getting plotted on the basis of the closing prices only. Okay. So now understand, whenever you are using the chart, now which chart is there which is used for closing prices? Anyone? If we are drawing a chart, if we want to see only closing prices, what kind of chart we will use?
Chart.
Which chart?
Line chart. Line chart.
Yes, we will be using the line chart. Okay. So in line chart, what happens that only the closing prices is plotted. Okay. So it will be easier for you to understand that this RSI thing if you are using this line chart. So you can plot RSI and you can plot line chart, and then you can use this indicator. It will be more easier for you to understand this indicator. Okay. So line chart can be one of the useful thing because RSI is drawn on the basis of the closing prices only. Okay. So there are four parameters: open, high, low, close, but we will be discussing only the closing prices. So for an example, let's take an example. Any stock has given a move of 5 point, for the earlier closing price and today's closing price, it has given a move of 5 points. And then in the next day, what happened that it came down and it moved 3 points down. Then again it moved on 10 points up, then again 2 points down. So like this. the movement of these 5, 3, 10, 2, what you are seeing, these are like closing prices, and what is the difference between the previous closing prices and today is I have written that. Okay, so this is the closing prices and this is the difference between the previous closing prices and today's closing prices. So these are the different closing prices points. Okay, now if you will be considering this bullish reading, what is the bullish reading is there? So 5, 10, 12, 2, 6, these are the bullish reading. 3, 2, 8, 12, 10, these are the bearish reading. Okay, so these are the bearish reading. So these are the two readings what we have drawn from the charts. So now let's take the average of this bullish reading and now let's take the average of this bearish reading. So I have taken all those averages and this is the simple averages calculation what I have done, added all those. There are 5 things, so I have divided it by 5. So average is of 7 point of rise, 7 point of sell. Now what is the total average of losing bar plus average of gaining bar is 14. So bullish bar is average is 7, bearish bar average is 7. So total is of 14. Okay, and the RSI. So what will be the average of this? What will be the point of this RSI? Because bullish average is of 7 and bearish average is of 7. So the RSI will be at 7 divided by 14, which is at 50. So the value of RSI will be computed like this. So suppose if there is more average bullish counts, suppose there is a 10 bullish counts, bullish average is for 10 and bearish average is for 5. So the RSI 50% will also make a rise to a upside. So what Wilder has done, he has taken 14 days period. Okay, he has taken 14 days period, and after taking this 14-day period, what he has done, that he is calculating the closing prices and he is calculating the averages of bullish day and calculating the averages of the bearish day, and then he is plotting the RSI. Hope you got the logic of plotting this RSI, how this RSI will be at 50, how this RSI will be at 60, how this RSI will be at 70 and all. Any doubt? Do you have any doubt till yet?
So basically we have to
one by one.
Yeah. So basically we have to take the number of points on the basis of closing basis and calculate.
No. You don't have to calculate. I am just sharing you the logic of plotting of this RSI.
No, that's understood. But this bullish reading, what you have done, that is the number of points the market has gone up by on the closing basis.
Yes.
Okay,
right. Raghu, you were asking something. Please ask now.
Sir, can we mark high, low, high in this and decide the trend? Actually,
I will covering that in the next part. Till yet, do you have anything, any doubt?
No, sir.
Sir, एक बार थोड़ा in case if it is for 10 and 5, can you tell me what would be the ratio of percentage?
Where?
In case if the bullish is 10 and bearish is 5, as you were saying, so what would be the percentage coming to?
So suppose like there is a 10 bullish counts, okay, and 5 bearish counts.
Yes.
Okay, and average of like we have to calculate average as well. So you have to place the bullish count on a above side and you have to place the average on the downside, and then you have to multiply it by 100. So 10 divided by, suppose average is of 14. I am just taking an example. So 10 divided by 14 multiplied by 100.
Okay.
Got my point?
Yeah.
So if you are like if there will be 10 bullish counts and average of a losing bar and gaining bar is like 14, for an example I am telling you. So 10 divided by 14 multiplied by 100. So RSI will be at 71.42.
Okay.
Got my point? So by this logic, this now you don't have to plot this. This is already been done. I have just shared the logic that with what logic it has been plotted.
Sir, so we have to count all.
Sir.
One by one. Otherwise, Otherwise, what I will do, I will mute all of you, and then you have to start on asking questions on chats only. So please do it by one.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the 14 is constant. You mean 10 by 14 or 5 by 14? 14 you are going to give
No.
constant.
Average will change, na. Average will change, na. Suppose in the period, like if the closing points will also change, like suppose the closing price is of 6, 5, 4. So like this, if it will change, the average of losing bar will also change, because average of bullish bar will change, average of bearish bar will change. So average of losing and gaining bar will also change.
Okay.
I just
You
took
was
an example.
10 and 5. You was asking 10 bullish and 5 bearish.
Yeah, so like that, if that's it will depend on what will be the average of it. I have just quoted one example that how you have to calculate. It will depend on the parameters, that what is the average of this bullish bar and average of this bearish bar. Like for an example, if you are seeing here, I have taken 5, 3, 10. If suppose this is 6, 4, 2, then what will happen? The average of losing bar will be more, average of gaining bar will be lesser. So what will happen? RSI price will move on a downside.
Total of bullish and bearish is going to be 14.
Yes. No. Why you are considering this as 14? 14 is the period. 14 is the day. Don't consider it at this is. I have just how this 14 came. Focus on here, na. 7 plus 7. How this 7 plus 7 came? This is the average of this bullish bar. This is the average of this bearish bar. So suppose if the average
it can
of
be more or less than 14.
yes, it can be 15 as well. It can be 20 as well.
Okay. Yes.
It can be different.
Yeah.
So this can be applied on a 15 minutes chart, and every 15 minutes we have to take the closing price.
We can apply RSI in any time frame. There is no fixed parameter of applying RSI. You can apply this on any time frame.
But generally for intraday, sir. Generally for intraday.
Either it is 10, you can apply anything.
Generally for intraday, what do we do?
Now it depends upon you on what chart you are comfortable. I use 30-minute chart for intraday. Okay. Now if you are using 15-minute chart, it depends upon you how you have to. Now this plotting logic, you don't have to plot, na, because it will already be plotted. I have just shared the logic of this, how this is getting plotted.
So you have shared the logic enough, sir, but then your point is very nice when you explain that this RSI is calculated on closing basis. So you know bearish is like 5, 10, whatever you have shown, that will indicate that it is bearish or bullishness. That will also give us some indication, you know.
Now
if the number
definitely it will represent some bullishness and bearishness. Yes. Definitely it will represent. Yes. But we are talking about RSI logic. I am not talking about trades at present. I am not talking about how you have to trade at present.
Right.
Okay, so please wait. I will be going to that point as well.
Right.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone?
Yeah, sir. See, I guess all this is related to price movement, not volume, right?
Yes, volume is not considered in the case of RSI. It is only dependent on the price.
Okay. Sir.
Yes.
Most of the charts already given the RSI by default calculating on their own system. So we don't have to calculate this regular basis. You just share this formula, how that RSI will be calculated. That is good for us.
So this is what I have just shared the logic. In the chart, when you will be drawing this chart, suppose at present Motherson Sumi RSI is at 40. What is the RSI? Let me wait. RSI is at 55.013. So you don't have to plot this. It will already be there. Okay. So hope now I should move forward now.
Sir, just one.
Please ask.
Yeah, what are these columns, green and red? These are volumes.
Yes, on my chart, these are volumes.
Red means seller and green means buyers.
No. It's not like that. It's not like that. Now I am talking about RSI. Why you focusing on volume?
Right. No, just it appears. That's why I asked. Okay.
No.
problem.
It doesn't mean red doesn't mean sell. Green doesn't mean it is not the meaning of that. If the color is green, it is a buy. It's not like that. How this red and green is calculated? Now you have taken me off the topic, but if you have asked, let us understand. Whatever is the previous volume, if the volume will be higher in the case of this one, what will happen? And the price is also closing above, like this is the line chart, so it will be difficult to understand. So let's consider it as a candlestick. Now if you are seeing here, in this case, what is happening? The color of the candle is also green, and in the case of next candle, what is happening? The color of the candle is also red. On the basis of that, these colors are changing. So color is not an interpretation. Color doesn't mean that we have to buy and sell. So someone has bought and sell. It's not like that. Now it is a different topic, and it will take more time in discussing all those. So I will not be going in that. So let's focus on RSI today only.
Sir.
Yes.
That RSI 59 is neutral.
Did I said that?
I'm just asking.
Now this is your interpretation, na? I have not said yet. I have not said yet that this is neutral or on. I will be moving forward, and then I will be discussing all. Okay. So let us move forward now, and we will be taking questions. Now if you have any doubt, let me move forward, otherwise it will take more time. So let me move forward, and then we will take the questions later on. Okay. So now let's suppose I was discussing how this RSI was plotted. Now as I have told you that RSI scale is of 14 days. Like this is the default time frame what Wilder has put in, and a scale is between 0 to 100. Okay, and the default parameters for the RSI is 70 to 30. Now let us understand the practical implication how this can be done. So suppose I am taking one chart, and this is one chart of Motherson Sumi. Let me change this chart. Let's take one example what I had already shared in Telegram group as well. I had shared this chart in the Telegram group as well. Also on my FB page I had shared this. Okay. So now let's see that what is happening in the case of this RSI. Okay. Now if you will see, focus on this area. Okay. If you are seeing this, this is the daily chart of Rajesh Export. Now if you are seeing this, at this point on the 23rd of March, RSI was at 21.96. okay, and on this day RSI was at 77. Okay, so what you can draw on your chart, what you can do is you can draw a line at 80, and you can draw a line at 20. Now default setting is 70-30, but you can draw a line at 80 and 20. Why I am saying you this? Because lots of stock, if you are seeing many stocks, they will accelerate. It is already zoomed, I guess. Chart is visible to you? Everyone, can you please confirm?
Yes.
Chart is visible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I am telling you that this is 80. You have to mark 80 on a upside, and 20 on a downside, and default parameter, as you know, it is 70 and 30. So it is marked by the dotted line. Let me mark it with a so this is 70 and this is 30. Okay, so this black line is 70 and this blue line is 80, and let me change the color of this line. This red line is 20. Okay, or let's make it green, it will be more easier for you to understand. It's a green line and this line is red line. Okay, so now 4 parameters I am talking about: 80, 20, 70, 30. Now whenever a stock goes above 70 and it is touching the area of 80, okay, please always be cautious, because this is the zone where a sell-off can happen. Now as of you can see, stock has moved above this 70 and the stock has moved on a upside. Stock has moved on a upside. Please wait, I am getting one call. Okay, so what I had told you, that whenever this stock is moving on above 70 and it is touching the area of 80, several times you will see that stock is like going to correct on a downside. See, whenever it has touched the 80 area, sometimes it has moved, like you have to take the filter of 4 or 5 points. But generally, if you will see in any stock, if you will do, generally if you will see, this 80 area is will act as a resistance kind of, whenever this RSI is going there, and this 20 will act as a demand zone. Okay, so the mid area of this, whenever the stock is in between, like 70-30 or 80-20, if you are calculating 80-20, it will be like what will be the mid area? It will be 50. And if you are calculating 70-30, if you are calculating 70-30, what will be the mid area? It will be 50, like it will be 50. So whenever a stock is in between the mid area, like 40 to 50 zone, RSI, I'm talking about RSI. Whenever the RSI is between 40 to 50 zone, what we can say, that this stock has no direction at present. Let's take one example. See this chart, and this is of RSI of Asian Paints. Now this is the 70 area, this is the 30 area. So this is 70-30. If you will draw a line again, this is 80, and if you will draw a line again at 20, so this is again 80-20 area. You can use this in any chart. Now if you will see, after touching this 80 zone, what happened? Stock moved on a downside. After touching this 80 zone, stock moved on a downside. After touching this 80 zone, stock move on a downside. Every time it is touching on a 80 area, it is like moving on a downside. Okay, now one more point I would like to highlight here is, whenever we are using RSI as an indicator and we are using it for our trading purposes, please use it in a stock which is highly liquid. Do not use it in a stock which is less liquid. So high liquid stocks will give you more better options to trade. low liquid stocks, there will be some issue, there might be some issue which you can face. So whenever highly liquid stock you are trading, it will be easy for you to understand that. Okay, so now let's move forward. So 80-20 is the area what I am talking about, and 70-30 is the default price. So whenever a stock comes to 80 zone, and now let's see the chart, and let's see the chart of 20th September 2019. Okay, so this is the area. Now see, at this point RSI touched the 80 area on this candle. Is it visible?
Sir, please explain again, sir.
I am just marking the area where the RSI touched the 80 area.
Oh.
Okay. So this is the candle. This is the candle on which RSI touched 80. And then after making a high of 1820, a stock has dipped to the price of 1760. Okay, it's a kind of price 1760. So after 1820, it has made a 40-50 points, 60 points dip after making a high of 80. So there is a dip. If you can see, this is the daily chart I am using. I am not using this 15-minute or 1 hour chart. You can use it on different time frame, but I am explaining on a daily chart. So suppose if you are using it, you are seeing this RSI is at 80, and now RSI has started coming down on the next day, and you have seen that the next day candle is also becoming red, and then on the day of 1st of October you are seeing a rejection candle here. So price action you have to use, you have to understand this price action, and then you can understand that what is the price I have to look for the sell entry and where you have to look for the buy entry. This is one of the simplest thing what I am talking about. I will be talking about divergence later, but I am talking about the simplest thing what we can interpret from it. So price action is one of the basic thing. RSI is a kind of indicator what you can use, but RSI can be used with a collaboration with the price action. So please don't blindly take a trade on the basis of the RSI only. Please take trades on the basis of price action as well. Understand that what is the price, how the price is behaving. So at this point we can't take a sell entry. We can take a sell entry after this point, because there is a rejection which is happening on up area, and then the stock has fallen to like a price of 30-40 points. You can always take, and if you are selling at this point, your stop loss is also just above this big candle high, and you can use this stop loss above this big candle high, and you can use that. So this can be one of the reason. Let's understand this on the different chart, or let's understand this on the like this chart. Understand this area. I'm just sharing this area. Now see, a stock has gone below 30 and it is about to touch the 20. It is about to touch the 20 zone, and the stock has fallen brutally from the price of 1520. It has gone down till 1297. So 300 point fall already happened. Okay. Now if you will see here, what is happening, that there is a slight bullish candle which is happening near the bottom. There is a slight bullish candle which is happening near the bottom. Next day there is a green candle which has not broken the low of this candle, and the next day there is a gap up and there is a big candle. It means the bulls are now coming in, and you can see that RSI was oversold below 30 near to the 20 area. It means if there is a retracement which is happening in a price, and if it is showing any bullishness sign, we can always take a entry in that. Now if you will take a entry even after this day, like suppose 1350 or so, if you will take a entry near 1350, your stop loss can be of 13.3, 13.10 kind of. 30-40 point will be your stop loss. For positional trades this will work out, and this stock has moved up till like 1450, 1460 kind of area. Why this area is like respected the resistance? Because again same price action you have to use. See, this was acting as a resistance area. So several times it has touched the resistance area. Now this was one of the support, what we can say. If we will draw a support, next time whenever the price will come into this area, it will act as a support. See here, again price came to the support area. Now this time it has touched again 30. It has not gone below that. Again this is a support area, there is a rejection candle. Now we can always take an entry in on the basis of this. The stop loss will be just below this rejection candle, and we can take the entry for a positional trade, because daily charts are used for positional trades only. So after this 30, so what I am telling you, that this 30 and 20 June, whenever the stock is between 30 and 20 June, it is the demand area, and whenever the stock is above 70 and it is in above 70 and 80 June, it is a supply area. So whenever you are using a RSI indicator and you are seeing a 30 and 20 June and you are seeing a reversal kind of sign in the price action, you can always take an entry on the basis of the RSI, but with a stop loss. Now again I am telling you, this may fail in different charts, so there is no 100% guarantee. Trading is all about probabilities, so the accuracy will come around 60 to 70%, whatever you will use. It will come around 60 to 70%. Please don't expect that this is the holy grail strategy and all. Okay, so this is one way we can do trades. Now you can use it in daily chart, you can use it in 1 hour chart, you can use it in 15-minute chart. No foundation, you can use anywhere, there is no foundation for it. Now see in this area, this is hourly chart. If you will see, the stock is neither moving on a downside, neither the stock is moving on a on a upside, and RSI is slowly but gradually it is moving up, because at this point the RSI is at this point the RSI is 35 at this point. Now if you will see, if I am just scrolling it and focus on this area, I have just marked that area. Now I'm just scrolling it and see how the price of RSI is changing. So stock is neither moving up, neither moving down. Stock is in a sideways trend. This is hourly chart. See the price of the RSI. It was 33. Now it is 35. Now it is 33, 35, 32, 35, 36. Gradually 37, 39, 37, 41. See, the RSI is moving on the upside. A stock is not moving on the upside, but RSI is moving on the upside. And finally, boom. Stock just make a big candle, and now the RSI is moved on the upside. Now see here, RSI is moved above 80, but still stock is moving on the upside. Are you able to see this? A stock has crossed this 80 in this candle only, but still stock is moving on the upside. So that's what I am telling you. It doesn't mean that if the stock is above 80, we have to blindly sell that. It doesn't mean that. But if now RSI from the up area, now again I will be talking about the J curve. Now if the RSI is coming like this, now this is 80 and RSI is coming from upper area, now it is coming like this. Here we can sell, we can look for sell entries. Okay, and suppose RSI is moving like this from, and this is the 30 or 20 area, and now RSI is moving on the upside, crossing this area. Here we can take a buy entry. Got my point? But with the collaboration of the price action. Please don't blindly buy on the basis of the RSI only. And this RSI will work beautifully in the liquid counters, those counters which are more liquid. It will be difficult for you to understand these things in a illiquid counter, because in mid caps there are several stocks which gives fluctuations of 20% in a day. So whenever there is a 10-20% fluctuation, it will be difficult for us to trade on the basis of the RSI and all. So liquid counters, it will work well. It can work in like Nifty, Bank Nifty, in any chart. Okay, so this is one of the simplest thing what I had talked about. Now I will be talking about the divergence. No, you can use RSI in mid cap, small cap as well, but generally this RSI works better in the case of liquid counters, where there is a less spread, like a Nifty 50 stocks, Nifty 100 stocks, like that. You can use in mid caps as well. Liquid counters means where there is more buyer and seller. Where there is more buyer and seller, like if you are trading Nifty, Bank Nifty, Reliance, Larsen and Toubro, Glenmark, Axis Bank, Kotak Bank, all these are liquid counters like that. Means there are more buyers and sellers. It will be easy for you to enter, and it will be easy for you to yes, volume is one of the parameters, Santanu. We can always say that. If there is a high volume, definitely we can say that the counter is liquid. Okay. We can see many chart. Now RIL has, again you can see, RIL has never generally doesn't goes below 30 because it is it is in a bull rally. If you will see here, I am just showing this now. If I will be going in the charts, there will be several queries related to the charts only. If you will see here, this was acting as a support, and see the value of the RSI. Again, I am marking the area. See this area. I will cross over on the RSI and see this area, how this is changing. See this area. So this was the support. As we know, this was the support. See this. After the support, there is a big candle which happened. See the price of the RSI. It was 31. RSI started moving on the upside. Again, in the next case, RSI didn't gone below 31. So this is a case of divergence. Now in the next topic, I will be covering that. In the case of divergence, what is the meaning of divergence? Let me show you what I am talking about. So this is the case of divergence. RSI is making higher lows, but price has not it has not moved on upside. But then what happened? See, when it has made the higher lows, then RSI also started moving on upside, and it has also started moving on upside, and it has continued above that. So generally for RIL, if you will see, 30 is one of the good parameter what you can use for RIL, or you can use 20 as well. But generally, whenever the stock is in a bull rally, so whenever a stock goes above 70, and if it comes down and it is not going below 30, it means we can always take a buy entry in that stock. So now see here, in this case, RSI has gone above 70, and it has touched the area of 84 as well. So 80 parameters what I was talking about. So this is the stock has moved on the upside. Now a stock has come down and it has not gone below 30. Are you able to see this? It has not gone below 30. So this is the bull case scenario. This is the bullish case scenario. Like market has crossed the 70 RSI, and then it has not crossed the 30 RSI on the lower side. It has not crossed the 30 RSI on the lower side. Then what is happening? What is happening? That this stock is still in a bull rally, and then see the stock. What happened with the stock? Again, stock moved on upside. So whenever we are looking for a bullish structure and we are looking for a bearish structure, if a stock has crossed below 30, we can consider it as a bearish kind of scenario, and it has crossed above 70, we can consider it as a bullish kind of scenario. No, I am not talking about support and resistance. You can use support and resistance as well, but generally use support and resistance in the case of prices, and see the divergence and see the behavior of how this stock is moving, and how the RSI is reacting. Focus on that. So hope my logics are clear, and this 70-30 portion what I had discussed is clear. It's almost more than 1 hour, so let me move fast, and let me share the divergence part what I am majorly looking for. So understand this picture. If you wish, you can take a screenshot of this picture, and always keep this picture in your mind. This is the strong divergence which happens. Price is moving on a downside, price is making a lower lows, but RSI is making a lower highs. higher lows. Whenever price is moving on a downside, it means price is making a lower low. This low is broken by the price. It has made a lower low, and in the next case scenario, in the indicators, what is happening, that RSI is making a higher lows. So this is one of the strongest divergence what you can see in the case of RSI. If this case is happening, if the combination of this case is happening, it's a buy. Stock is in a buy. Now in the case of divergence for the sell entry, stock is making a higher high and RSI is making a lower high. If this is happening, this is a case of sell. Understand this picture and please keep this picture in your mind.
So can you please repeat again?
If the stock is making a lower lows, means the price of the stock is moving on a downside, and at the same point RSI is making a higher lows. RSI is making a higher lows. I will show this in chart as well. So where is the average came, Sandy? I am not talking about average. I am just talking about price, and I am talking about indicators, that what will be the structure of the indicator and what will be the structure of the price. I am just talking about that. Okay. So now let's talk about a strong divergence. A stock is making higher high and indicator is making lower high. This is a case of sell and this is a case of buy. You can see these things several times, and I would suggest you to use divergence trading on the basis of the RSI. It will be more easier for you to understand. Now let me show you some graph, or let me show you the chart. It will be easier for you to understand. I will take the example of Rajesh Expo. I have just shared it on the Telegram channel as well, and I will take this daily chart. What is happening in the case of, this is the price structure. If you will see, I have just connected the lows. I have just joined the two, three lows. Okay. Now I am just joining on the same candle. I am just joining the RSI. See this. This is the RSI and this is the RSI. What is happening? Stock is not moving on a downside. Okay. It is making lower lows. It has made lower lows kind of, but RSI is making a higher lows. It means there are high chances of reversal, and then on the lower side, from the lower side, stock has reversed on the upside. Let me show you several charts. It will be easier for you to understand. See this image. This is Eicher Motor. Are you able to see this? This is Eicher Motor. What is happening in the case? What is happening in this case? The stock is moving on a upside. I don't know it is going to fall or not. I am just sharing you the understanding of this RSI divergence. I'm not telling you to buy or sell on the basis of this. I'm just sharing you the divergence. What is the logic of the divergence? See this. See here. Lower highs. Lower highs. Now this is daily chart, so it might happen that it will take 2-3 days more but you can always interpret it. See the second chart. I'm just showing you the second chart. See the second chart. At this point, this is Mahindra and Mahindra. Higher highs, higher lows. In the case of chart, what is happening? It is making higher highs, and in the case of RSI, it is making lower highs. So this is the divergence. If you will see next chart, see this. Now it has already happened. So, but let's see the divergence. I'm just talking about divergence. So this is Wipro chart. So this is high. This is another high. But in the case of RSI, this is lower high. This is one high, and the next high is on a lower side. No, it's not my website, boss. It is just the software what I have purchased. I'm not talking about. I'm not selling any software. I'm not selling any courses as well. Okay, so these are like Nifty 50 what I had scanned. Let's see more on the Nifty 500. It will be easier for you to understand. Yeah, software is good. You can use that. But what I would suggest that if you have a newly started in the market and you don't understand manual scanning and all, you don't understand manual things, it will be easy for it will be difficult for you to directly jump into the software cases. So these are several stocks in which there is a divergence. If you can see, let me increase the chart size. So these are several stocks where there is a divergence. These are several stocks. But divergence is not the only parameter on the basis of which you will be selling or yes, I have shared like on the page I have shared Infosys few days back. If you will go there, you will be able to understand that what is the meaning of the divergence. Okay, so these are several stocks where there is a divergence. See this is Grindwell. Now I am repeating same thing. Divergence is not the only parameter what you have to look for. You have to look for support and resistance as well. So whenever you are no, you can use any time frame, Dharmesh. There is no foundation of time frames. There is no foundation of time frame. You can use any time frame. Now in the case of Grindwell, if you can see, this stock is like neither moving on upside. There is a very slow sell off having. There is a very slow sell off which is going on, and there is a divergence on the daily chart. This stock might give you a bounce in coming days. So if you will see there will be several divergences. This is ICICI Prudential. If you will see, if you will see, this is ICICI Prudential. There are two highs which are joined there. No, setting is 70-30. Setting is 70-30. I am not changing the default setting. Setting is 70-30. Everything is same. Period is also same. 14-day period. I have not changed the setting. You can see now in this case, if you will see, Infibeam is a kind of a stock which is highly volatile. So when a stock is highly volatile, I would suggest not to trade in these kind of stocks. See this stock, Indian Overseas Bank. Now this is again like 10, 15 or 20 rupees stock. If you will see the RSI, there was a divergence. A stock has came down, but generally don't use this RSI parameters in a low liquid counters or stocks where there is a kind of 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees kind of stocks. Okay, see this now LTI. See this constantly stock is moving on the upside, but RSI is moving on a downside. So we will not be taking the trade sell entry here. Okay, we will not be taking the sell entry here. We have to wait for the price confirmations as well. if we will not be using the price confirmations, it will be very difficult for you to trade the patterns. So wait for the price confirmations as well, then only take any sell entry or any buy entry. RSI can just give you the direction and the momentum, that with what momentum it is going to it is going to move on a downside, it is going to move on a upside, like that. But generally what you have to do, see this Rajesh Expo, I had already explained this, and we had already traded this Rajesh Expo and we had booked this out as well. 10-15 points we had made this in the positional trade. So there will be several stocks, there will be several opportunities where you will be seeing this, but try to use this divergence in the case of yes, price confirmation on the basis of resistance and support only, Mahendra sir. I am sharing that, Akhil, please wait now. So these are the different charts what I had already shared. Okay, so I had talked about the divergence. Now again I am sharing the PPT. You can always take this screenshot. So this is the strong divergence, and then I will be talking about mild divergence as well, that what is the mild divergence what we talk about. So this is the strong divergence, price is moving on a downside, but indicator is making a higher lows. Price is moving on a upside, making a higher highs, but indicator is making a lower highs. So these are the cases of the divergence. This is a strong divergence. Okay. Now let's talk about normal divergence. What happens? This is moderate divergence. In the case of moderate divergence, price will not make a lower lows. Price will not make a lower lows. But again, if this chart pattern will appear, this is a double bottom. This can be double bottom kind of structure, and this can be double top kind of a structure, which can happen. Now, if you don't know double bottom and double top, now you have to understand these things first, then only you will be able to interpret it. So in the case of this moderate divergence, what is happening, that stock is not making a lower lows, it is making a base kind of, and it is making a top kind of, but RSI indicator is moving on a upside, RSI indicator is moving on a downside. So these are also the cases where you can look for sell entry and buy entry. So this case will be again will be a buy entry kind of, and this case again will be a sell entry kind of. Now again you have to collaborate it with the price action. You have to check the resistance and support. You have to check the candlestick pattern. Is there any reversal which is happening or not? If there is no reversal happening, we will be taking any trade. If there is a reversal which is going to happen, we will be taking the trades. So this is what I just wanted to share. Now you can ask your doubts.